what inspired you to write your main character as CIA retired and or Vic's a retired cop?
Vic is a retired cop. Early retirement. He's still in his like mid to late 30s. That's where I put him. Took a disability separation, got shot in the line of duty, and negotiated a fat settlement. You know, and he lives in a nice lakefront condo on the Lake Erie shore. But to show that he's more of an old style gumshoe type, the place isn't his. It belongs to his former college roommate, who happens to be a very wealthy attorney to the stars in Beverly Hills. He keeps the place there as a vacation write-off. It's a vacation home. And he lets Vic live there free of charge, so it doesn't sit empty. But he takes the occasional job when something comes along that intrigues him, or he needs the money, or he's just bored, you know, or he gets dragged into it, like with the other woman. He was coming back from working a case for an insurance company where he was claims investigator, runs into somebody at the Atlanta airport who was a politician from his hometown. He knew this guy when he was a cop, because the elected official was the prosecutor who went on to bigger, better things. Like, we haven't seen that before. And became a U.S. senator, and then shortly after they speak, Vic gets home, finds out, well, the guy was killed in the Atlanta airport in the restroom. Men's room shortly after they speak. So thus kicks off the mystery when the FBI shows up, and noticed on the security cameras you were talking to this guy. He slipped you something. What was it? What did you talk about? Well, you know, and he's just kind of caught in the middle here, like, I have no idea why somebody would want to kill him. I didn't do it, you know. So then he gets pulled into this and uncovers a few other things while he's investigating.
I did get that far in the book, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
where he actually meets the other woman of the title, who has a few secrets of her own hidden there. You'll find out as you read on. You know. So. I suppose I wanted to make both my main characters, one a former cop, the other one former CIA spy, because people like that, when you're writing them using them as fictional characters, they have a very rich background, and with a lot of things. I mean, one guy was a police detective, the other was a spy. Wow, there's all kinds of career experience you can pull on, you know, draw from with these characters, and still have them with the right mindsets and moral fiber of, well, I'm going to do the right thing. I may not follow the rules to get there, but I'm going to do it. And that's what's fun about it. Especially when you have somebody who's a private eye like Vic Fallon. Like, well, he was a cop for a number of years, a police detective. He knows what the rules are. He just chooses not to follow them, you know, to get what he wants. With the case du jour, whatever he's working on.
I was going to head toward Dayton, Riverscape.
Oh, that's okay. We got plenty to look at up here.
Okay.
But yeah, no. With those characters, whether it's a former cop like the Vic Fallon character, or a former spy like Nick, dark secrets in that guy's past, and the reason I've gotten him through 5, soon to be 6 adventures is, well, we just don't talk about that, all of that at once. We just, each one pulls out something else, you know.
Out of all the stories you've written so far, which is your favorite? Which one's your special baby?
It's sort of like asking which one of your kids do you like the best.
Exactly.
It is. I have a couple.
Scored for the day.
Yeah. I have a couple that are I'm very close to. I thought were very a little more entertaining than some of the others. The Other Woman, that kind of thing. I don't go back and reread passages of that once in a while because, man, all the reviews I've gotten for it so far agree it's probably the best mystery I've ever written. On the Nick 7 series, I'm kind of close to the third one in that series called Warning Shot, just because I had so much fun writing that one. I come up with kind of a unique subplot for that, or motivation for it, and that one, when you read it, I mean, it's the way I wrote it, it's pretty much non-stop action. There's no dry spots in that one at all, which I try to avoid in all my books. But that one's just non-stop excitement, just bang, bang, bang. You know, one domino clicking over into the other one from start to finish.
So have you done any romance that you've written in a series? Or are they all standalone?
All of them are standalones. Well, there were two that were sort of two different ones that were sort of a mini-series. Like one was a sequel to the first one, but they stand alone. When I wrote the first one called some years ago called Mistletoe and Palm Trees, and that was kind of inspired by an actual event, life experience, where I had taken a trip to Florida alone on a pre-planned vacation because my traveling companion had to bail at the absolute very last minute, and I was going down there not only to vacation for a week, but I had some book signings lined up at some independent stores, and I was committed, so I ended up going and spending a week down there by myself, and I just got the what if thing going through my mind, which is always, I'll see something, I'll think, well, what if this happened? You know, what if this happened instead? And I thought, well, what if you had this guy who took a trip to Florida by himself because he just broken up with his girl, and he meets a woman down there who's there under similar circumstances, who just broke up with somebody, and she was there, and they meet, and sparks fly. You know, that was one, and then when I got done with it, that was a holiday release I did several years ago, and then it cried out for a sequel, so I picked it up a year later, where they, you know, whatever happens. But most of the romance stories are standalones, and one of them, I think it was the second one I did, called The Sweet Distraction, and actually I had people who liked it said, well, hey, you got a couple of great characters here, what's next for them? And I said, nothing. So what do you mean nothing? These are a couple of terrific characters. They're funny, you know, everything, and hot sex and all this, you know, and intrigue and all this. What do you mean? I said honestly, I can't think of anything else for these two people to do. It was like, I told the story, bang, next, move on.
Next couple.
Yeah.
Is there any part of your career that you would do differently now?
In the writing career, yeah, I think since I chose a number of years ago to go with a traditional romance publisher and focus on stuff that has a romantic thing to it, I would not have published under my own name like I did my first 3 books.
It's okay. It's okay. All right, we're gonna let him go ahead of us. See, you scared him away.
Good watchdogs.
Good.
No, I think when I switched over to those, to writing romantic stuff with a romantic element to it, probably would have picked a pseudonym or something where you cannot tell my gender. That was very difficult for me to get accepted, and it still is, when they see romance on there and they see a man's name next to it. Very, very difficult to get accepted with that. Now, when I do any of the spy thrillers or private eye mysteries or whatever, all my promotional stuff is geared toward, hey, this is a mystery. This is a spy adventure. Yeah, there's some romance in there and some erotic encounters, but I try to promote it as, no, it's a private eye mystery. It's a spy thriller.
I would think it would be rather hard. Yeah. Basically, a man in a woman's world. I mean, we're used to Barbara Cartman. The beginnings of Nora Roberts, not necessarily for now.
It is difficult, and there was a reader-author annual convention thing, which I won't mention because I stopped going to it several years ago. But I went for 3 or 4 years, and I found it to be very difficult to be accepted there, and with all these women romance writers who varying degrees of success and popularity and everything were there, and then you got this guy, there selling stuff that's yeah, I'm a romance writer too, and I even, in fact, the shunning got so bad that the last year I was there, and I still have a picture of it, I think it's on my website, it shows me sitting at the table, and I printed off a sign that I had framed, put on there, it says, "Don't hate me for being a male romance author." Got a few laughs out of it. People stop by, hey, that's pretty good. I say, well, yeah, that's how I was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
But I think that was the last year I went to that particular get together, because it's like, I just don't feel particularly welcome here. I'm sorry. I felt like I invaded the world's largest bachelorette party.
Yeah. I get that. I was a jet mechanic in the Navy, so the reverse of that. No, we don't want you in the shop. So it gets very uncomfortable at times.
It can be. There's little reverse discrimination going on there,
Yeah.
but
Discrimination's just uncomfortable no matter which way it flows.
oh yeah.